I'm coming in from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And where are you today, Dennis?
I am in Surfers Paradise, Australia.
Well, it's great to see everybody here. We're just going to give everybody a couple of minutes, just another minute or so more to log in. Feel free to say hello in the chat box. Let us know where you're coming in from. That is just fine. We will be starting our Hour a Day webinar in just about, I'd say about 30 seconds there, Mr. Wilson.
Getting pretty close.
Hey there, Barb. Hello there, Linda. Been a long time, Barb. Ooh, hello, Marilyn.
Ooh.
Yes, Marilyn in Alberta. Hello, Alex in Washington. Hey, it's great to see everybody. This is fantastic. Good to have you all coming on here. San Diego. Well, we were just there in San Diego, Dennis, last month.
Yes, sir. Yeah, great city.
Really nice. Beautiful city, so clean.
Yeah.
I was shocked compared to us usually when we're in different cities. It's one of the cleanest that I've seen.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be like San Francisco, but in fact, it was kind of the opposite of San Francisco. It was super clean instead of super dirty.
All right, Dennis. Well, we're gonna. I know more people will be coming on. Not everybody is saying hi, but at least why don't you do a little intro? Tell everybody why we're here, Dennis.
Well, we're here because we've sort of recognized that, small business owners all around the world are getting into coaching and mentoring programs to help push their small businesses forward. And we started to realize that there's a bit of a gap in the MLM industry where there's nobody sort of doing a proper mentoring program where you actually get accountability, you get all your assets created, a plan made specifically to the business that you're in. And we just sort of thought that maybe we should try to fill that gap for those that really want to become network marketing professionals. And I mean, there's others out there. Kim Klaver's awesome. Eric Worre, he's fantastic. But a lot of them are focusing just on sort of the teaching. Come to my webinar and learn. We've just gone a little bit further where we want to put a program, or we've put the program together to give everyone their full digital assets, help them with their words, give them the actual stuff they need, and then teach them how to use it. So They walk away with everything they need, not just a bunch of words to go and do some research and figure it out on your own. So we really are looking for a turnkey solution where we get what we need, we put it together for them, and then we mentor them for a 2-year period to ensure their success as long as they stay engaged in the mentorship program.
Right, and we've had a lot of experience ourselves as distributors, as owners, working with team leaders in various companies. A few of them that are on here that have been part of our LinkedIn training program and how it all works, with HourADay. So why don't we just go into showing everybody what it's all about, Dennis?
Yeah, let's go in and talk a little bit about what it does. We also have a bunch of freebie bonus stuff going on inside of it. So this is not just to pitch you on a cool thing. You're actually going to learn some really cool stuff as well as have some really great free offers at the end. So stick with us. It'll actually help you with your business, whether you decide to engage in the mentorship program or not.
Correct. So are you ready to be accountable and build a large business? Let me just start by telling everybody who I am. Craig Poliquin. I am a LinkedIn expert, self-proclaimed. I have over 20 years of experience in the MLM industry. I have been $1 million earner as a distributor. I've owned my own MLM company that did over $10 million a year in sales. And I've been a trainer in MLM. I've written 2 books. One, Boost Your MLM Business with LinkedIn an Hour a Day, and how to the LinkedIn 5-step system. So you'll be seeing that. Dennis.
Yes, well, I'm Dennis Wilson. I'm the president of the MLM software company, InternetNextStep.com. I've also generated the Hour a Day auto prospecting system in the Small Business Dream Sales and Marketing Automation subsidiaries. I am an MLM consultant that does a lot of high-level work around the world. I have 20 plus years of MLM experience. And I also am $1 million annual income earner as a distributor before all these other wonderful things started to happen. And of course, a corporate trainer and MLM trainer of distributors, as well as company and corporate staff.
Yeah, and on the side of your book, I love it, Dennis. It's the motto you've had forever. The truth is good enough.
The truth is good enough. If more people would just tell the truth in MLM instead of all this crazy stuff they're being taught, more people would be successful. So the Hour a Day MLM Mentorship Program is a 360-degree solution for somebody who wishes to be a true MLM professional and treat their business like a business.
So we got 4 bonuses today just for joining us, whether you decide to get involved in the mentorship program or not. We got freebies. Isn't that nice and fun there, Dennis?
I like freebies.
Freebies are fun. So first thing, we're going to teach you the power poses for digital marketing.
And really these are crazy things, Craig. I mean, we got taught these and we didn't believe it. And we started to integrate them into our websites and sales funnels. And the engagement rates just went through the roof. They're very simple. They're very easy to teach, but you don't know what you don't know. And we're going to share you all of these power poses with a little explanation. So take notes, take screen caps, make these poses, substitute them for whatever you've done in the past, and you will watch your results increase dramatically. And yes, they feel funny and they look weird, but they work.
They do work. We're also going to share with you my LinkedIn prospecting system. Yes, the system that I've designed over the past number of years to help you engage in at least 10 new contacts every single day that are targeted for your MLM business, the right people, finding them to be able to bring in at least 1 new person into your business every month.
And you're going to get a free download of Craig's LinkedIn System ebook at the end of the webinar. So you actually will have these step by step. So we're going to go through some basics of it with you. And then at the end, you'll be able to download the book, which is literally step by step how to prospect properly on LinkedIn, and full of all of the things you shouldn't do, which is probably what 99% of the people doing in MLM are doing, is the stuff you're not supposed to do, and how to stay out of LinkedIn jail.
Exactly. And you're also getting a free download of Dennis's MLM Success Bible ebook, another $29 value. You got some great stories in there, Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, it was really just my journey and all of the things I actually did. Some of them crazy, what worked, what didn't work. So it's a fun book because it's actually things that were done. It's not something I read about and decided to write about. I actually did these things. So yeah, some of them, when I read that book now, I go back and I go, oh yeah, I remember doing that. That was nuts.
Yeah, we did do that. We've been in the, so people that don't know, Dennis and I have been in the network marketing industry. We met almost 25 years ago. So we've been doing a lot of stuff together, and it's great to still be working together, Dennis.
Yeah, and I mean, my company, InternetNextStep.com, has been servicing the MLM industry with MLM software and MLM prospecting systems now for close to 23 years, I believe. So we've been around the industry a while in all facets, and that's where we just we've seen the industry go in a direction we don't really like, and we're thinking some professional mentorship could help some people find success by doing the right things.
Exactly. So Dennis, why don't we tell everybody what is included in our mentorship program?
Well, this is a big list. So we have 12 one-hour private mentoring calls with $1 million earners. So you'll actually be on with Craig or I to figure out what your particular MLM does and how we can help you set up a proper prospecting in LinkedIn and your assets and all of the things you need to retail the appropriate amount of product to keep your company happy and earn the maximum commissions possible within your commission plan. So this is all about you. This isn't a bunch of canned stuff you can get for a webinar. This is us actually talking to you, hearing your problems, helping with your problems, and helping to guide you when you lose your way.
Right. And since over 2 years, we got 24 one-hour group webinars, and we're having that once a month, where you'll be able to, just like we're doing right now, be able to connect with others in the industry.
And I think more importantly of the group webinars is every one of them has a topic, which is very specific to growing your business. Topics like the LinkedIn process and how to use it. Topics like how to go to a networking event, a business meetup or such, and not have everybody move to the outer walls to try to avoid you. You know, what to say, how to be a network marketing professional.
Exactly. And you're going to get some private accountability calls. You're going to get 12 of those where we literally say, what have you done? Where are you at? And sometimes, I mean, Dennis, we've held each other as accountability partners for decades now. You need to have somebody that's going to kind of, hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah, I mean, in a job, you have a boss who tells you what to do, and that's not always motivating. But when you have a mentor who you make a commitment to, and that mentor is not within your MLM, so there's no, oh yeah, but the product tasted bad, or all these other things that we can let get in our way. These private accountability calls are short, but boy, oh boy, we just try to find out why you missed your goal, why you did better than your goal, what's your next goal, what's your next timeline, and you know that call's coming, man. Boy, oh boy, we have mentors in our business side. I mean, everyone should have a mentor, right? We've spent a fortune on mentoring just to learn our way in Internet Next Step, Small Business Dream. So when that mentorship call comes up where it's accountability, boy, your most productive day is the day before that call or the morning of, one or the other.
Certainly can be, Dennis. So let's go back into sharing a little bit more. But what else we got here? The video library of all the trainings and previous trainings. We've got hours and hours of trainings available.
Yes. And everything we do as we move forward continues to get put into the video library for those who can't make a live call. They always have access to it after the fact.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites here, Dennis, the private Facebook mentorship group. I mean, this is a way to be able to connect on Facebook in real time, live. You got questions to be able to jump into that group and say, you know what, I'm having trouble, prospecting at the local meetup, and I'm not getting the responses that I should be getting. And what are people saying? What are people doing? It's a great way to be able to connect with others.
Yeah, now understand that this is a great way to connect each others, to mentor each other, and it is monitored by Craig and myself and our staff. And there is zero tolerance on any kind of prospecting.
Right.
If you mention your company name, you will lose access to this group immediately. If you do a leading question, you will lose access to this group immediately. If you post a link, you will lose access to this group immediately. So as much as this is the most powerful tool on the planet to everyone help everyone, we don't stand for people thinking, oh, this is where I go to prospect to build my business. That is not the purpose of this. So just know that we have no problem banning you from it the second you do it wrong. There's no second chances. There's no warnings. You will be very, very clear going in on your first coaching call before you have access to it, what you can and cannot do. And I harp on it because this is a safe haven to ask a question about how to build your business. It's not where you say, well, we have CBD oil, and CBD oil, ours is actually the best, and it's the best in the world. And other people are saying that theirs is just about as good as ours, and I don't know what to do about it. You're banned. Not appropriate. Okay, right. So it's an awesome tool. Use it and respect it. You'll love it. We've seen huge growth in people involved in Facebook mentoring groups as long as they stay clean. So
it needs to be a safe haven. You need to know it's a safe place to be able to go, and you don't have to worry about your downline being recruited by somebody else.
Correct.
All right, let's go back to sharing the other things we have here. The LinkedIn generation and automation strategy. This is my LinkedIn strategy. This is what I have used to successfully build my LinkedIn network. Ways to be able to use LinkedIn effectively, how to use the brand new LinkedIn events. That is a fantastic strategy. If you've got a local event happening, how you can really create engagement. We're going to teach you all that. It is part of the program.
And then we get into the done for you digital assets. So this is where we differ. One of our key points of differentiation, again, is we're giving you the tools and we're helping you develop the tools. So for anyone close by, they're welcome to come by, and we'll actually do the pictures with you in our studio. We'll work you through the videos in our studio, and everybody else, we get on a webinar where we actually coach you what to do, and then we get your feedback, and then we see your pictures, and then we comment on them. And in a couple of hours, we've helped you create all the pieces we need. Then the most important part is you send us over all those raw pictures, and we start to do the post-production on them. So they have a nice background behind you, and they have lots of cool stuff. So if you're local, we can do it for you. Literally come out and we'll run you through it. And everyone else, we actually teach you how to do it. We critique you. We tell you fingers a little lower, fingers a little higher. Okay, take the picture. So it's a coaching session, so you get everything you need, including videos and a whole bunch of cool stuff. So
Now, Dennis, do I need to have really expensive equipment if I'm not local to come and do it, or is my phone going to be good enough?
Usually your phone is more than good enough, because remember, we're building digital marketing assets, which means they're to be seen on the web. So we don't need ultra high resolution anything. So most modern iPhones or Android devices can do the job. In fact, chances are the webcam built into your computer can take pictures that are sufficiently awesome.
Awesome. That's good to know. I just want to make sure it's not going to cost me a whole bunch of money for a $2,000 camera I'm only going to use once. And we do also suggest to go out, and if you've got a local photographer that you use, professional headshots where, will help. I mean, but they're not
Yeah.
necessary.
No, I mean, we're going to get you close enough that they'll work if you want to go that extra step. Absolutely. Or if you have a good friend who's a photographer, bring them over to work through the poses with you.
Exactly. So we're going to update your LinkedIn profile. We're going to update your Facebook profile. The power poses that we're talking about, we're going to coach you on those, and we're going to get those posted, as well as an intro video script. This is really important. Why is this one so important, Dennis?
Well, because everyone needs to know what to say when you go to a business networking event and someone says to you, what do you do? And no, I'm a lifestyle engineer does not count as something that creates engagement. It creates a little bit of a feeling of vomit in the back of your throat.
You mean a second income specialist? That's not
Oh
what I
my
am. Dennis?
gosh, no, you're not a second income specialist. So
Okay.
we're going to help you come up with some words that are engaging so people come over and ask you more versus running away from you and telling everyone else to run away from you as well.
And we've helped many people do this just from going out to some of our local events. We go to local meetups, and that's one of the things we teach you how to do. And we hear people stand up when they get their 30 or 40 seconds in front of a group, and we help coach them to say the right things.
We find the words that don't work really quickly. We find all the networkers in hiding.
There's a lot of them. We're also going to give you a customized for your HourADay prospecting system. We're going to customize it for you, build it specifically for you and your company, and you get a 24-month license.
Yeah, so we basically take all the digital assets we help you create, and then we actually put them into the HourADay prospecting system, and we deliver it all to you ready to use. So this isn't a bunch of instructions about how to go write an email. This isn't a bunch of instructions about how to go do this or go do that. This all comes written and ready to go out of the box. That's a big part of the mentorship program. You get what you need.
Yeah, we've learned in the past, Dennis, that if you just sell the tool, most people will not do the tool. And I work with companies and some people here, that are even on this call right now. And you know it, we weren't there coaching and working with you on a daily basis and holding you accountable. You didn't do the system. So
That's right.
We're going to do it. We're going to build it for you. We're going to make sure all the wording is right.
You got it.
Excellent. And finally, you're going to get both of our books. You're going to get my LinkedIn and book and your MLM success book.
Yeah, so you're going to get the digital copies today for free at the end of the presentation. But if you actually join us in the mentorship program, we're going to actually send you hard copy versions because sometimes it's just nice to have a real book.
Yes, it is. Total value of all of this, Dennis, $13,793.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of stuff we're giving.
A lot of stuff. Yeah. The difference is it's not just a bunch of talking. We actually are doing the work. There's physical humans involved in generating all your assets, doing all the graphical work, doing all the copywriting.
Right. So let's talk about the done for you digital assets. Let's go into details there. The 6 personal power poses and headshot photos, coaching and posting. The value of that is
post-production. Taking the green screen out, putting cool stuff in behind. Sorry, I should have wrote more words than post-production.
Okay, there you go. And then a 1 minute what do you do video with the coaching and the post-production on that. Value of that, $199. And it's actually really worth more than that. But if you went out to try to go and get that done yourself from a video guy, you're going to spend $500 to $1,000 for that video.
And the reason we only put the value of $199 is we're going to be coaching you how to take the video yourself, and then you're going to send us the raw footage, and then we're going to do all the post-production work. So it's a little bit cheaper than if you have to come to our studios and we take the time to do it with you. So that's why you get extreme value here. And
we're going to give you a product testimonial video with the same $199 value and a business testimonial video with a $199 value. We're going to update your LinkedIn profile and Facebook profile. So, Dennis, let's talk about power poses. This is the fun part. I love this. This is this is
not a power pose.
It's not a power pose.
It's not a power pose, but it's a pretty cool picture.
There you go. So
this is our bonus number 1 for you guys. This is a freebie to teach you a bunch of stuff that if all you do is walk away and go redo your pictures and update all your assets, you will be positively shocked at how much this does for your business.
All right,
so let's get into it.
We didn't believe this one, Dennis, did we?
No, didn't like this at all. This felt really weird.
It did, but
if you're a man and woman team, men and women branding themselves together, working together, actually converts higher than men and men. Women and women converts better than men and men. But unfortunately, I'm a man, Craig's a man, so we're doing the best we can.
That's what we can do. There you go. So that's the number 1 converting pose. Notice the way the hands are. you know, they're both outside, not one tucked in. So it's really,
Correct.
really important. We'll help you with that. Pose number 2. This is the giver.
Yes.
Now remember on this one, the hands, let me just stop sharing for a second here. Let me just jump in here, stop sharing. This is important. The hands are in a giving fashion. This is the beggar. You're not
Begging.
the beggar. You want them out there, and you want them out there like you're giving somebody a big round ball, and you're handing them the
Yeah,
ball.
like you're holding your big yoga ball in your hands.
That's the easiest way to look at it. So that is the giver. And you can see a couple men and women been putting it apart how it is the giver. And here we go, the thinker.
Ooh.
And you want to do it from
And
both
again, very
sides.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell the importance of this one, Dennis. So let me stop sharing for a second. So show them the importance of this one. Show them right now.
Again, you notice that the hand isn't doing weird stuff, and it's not grasping, it's just supporting. And the hand under here isn't doing this, and it's not doing this, and it's properly just posed,
Underneath.
right? So all of the pieces are very critical to make the picture as good as it can be. So again, and usually everyone gets it wrong at first, but it usually takes, no, do this, no, a little bit forward, back, no, a little bit, no, yeah, okay, good. So it's pretty easy to fix.
Can we share the power pose number 4 that we swore we were never going to do?
Well, yeah, why not?
So when we were showing this power pose, Dennis and I looked at each other and went, not going to happen.
No. This is actually the highest converting pose if you can get away with it, and if you're comfortable with it.
I love that. If you can get away with it. Now we got them. Okay, so here we go. I think you're first, Dennis. Ba-ba-boom! Yes, love it. Yeah. And me too.
Yep. Yeah. So who knew? Something totally crazy can actually increase your engagements just more than you could imagine. Like, these are all little things, guys, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, they're the little things that your average network marketer is not doing because they don't know that they should be doing them. They don't realize that in MLM, your company's not your brand. You're your brand.
Yeah.
So branding you is branding your personality and makes people engage with you regardless of what you're selling. What you're selling just becomes a solution to the problem. And of course, the income opportunity comes if they like that too.
Exactly. So those are the poses. That's your, and take them what they are. We use them all. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see me lying down holding my book on my Facebook cover. Yeah. So, you know, we use these poses. We're not just saying to do it. Yeah. We're using them.
And if you're doing any kind of advertising whatsoever, these poses, again, they dramatically increase your engagements in paid advertising as well as free.
Right. So now we're going to also help you with your video coaching and the post-production of that. So this is going to be your intro video, your business video, and your product video.
Yeah, and we'll also teach you how to make sure you've properly SEO optimized it for YouTube, so that when you upload it, it's captioned, it's got everything that it needs to do the very best it can in helping you find people with raw traffic from YouTube. Most people don't realize it, but YouTube is the second largest search engine on the planet. And it's highly underutilized, and it's not that hard to get good rankings for, as long as you rank for the right things that'll generate interest in what you do.
Right. And these are your LinkedIn profile updates. So we're going to take those photos and we're going to go and use them, incorporate them in professional backdrops done with our graphic design team to ensure that you look the best you can on LinkedIn. And you know why this is so important, Dennis? The people don't realize this. And but let me share that when somebody Googles your name, one of the very first things they're going to see in Google is going to be your LinkedIn, your social media, right, your Facebook. It's always going to be ranked up there in the top. And if you haven't gone and optimized it, if you haven't made it look good, if you're not putting your best foot forward, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
And of course, I wish that was true for me, but my name's Dennis Wilson, and there's a dead beach boy that gets the first 16 million Google rankings before I show up. But if you put in Dennis M. Wilson, you'll find me.
There you go. So we'll do the same thing with your Facebook profile. So that's just right off my profile. I just copied and pasted ours. Dennis has got a nice same shot of Vancouver. Dennis in the power pose, me in the crazy power pose. I put it up there once as a joke, and it created so much engagement, I haven't taken it down.
Excellent.
So let's talk about some of the free lead generation strategies First one, obviously, is my LinkedIn MLM lead generation system. We're going to go into a little bit more details about how that works. Some people on this call have already used it, seen how well it works, have introduced new people to their business because of it. It's just a fantastic way to use LinkedIn effectively and respectfully.
Yes, and actually get results instead of getting nothing but frustrated, or
Exactly.
worse yet, flamed by everyone that's angry about the way you sent them stuff.
Right.
Okay, joint venture MLM retail customer lead generation system. So part of the prospecting system is that there's actually a mobile app where you actually get a listing in. And by using that listing in that app, you can actually have people joint venture with you who want to buy your product or refer people to buy your product, but they're not interested in the MLM. So this is just another whole way to go after that retail customer, which, as we know, in any legitimate MLM company, the retail customer is getting pushed to the forefront big time for legal reasons. So this is just a way to help you out with that and find legitimate retail customers for your products.
And finally, the personal networking and business meetups sales funnel.
Yeah, so we actually put together part of the process of, or part of the program. When we turn over your auto prospecting system, it's actually going to have a funnel in there that you use when you do go to an actual meetup face-to-face and you collect someone's card. The system allows you to scan their card. It'll automatically put them in and send them an email. All of those emails are pre-written. So understand the big difference between our system and everybody else's, and our program and everyone else's. They're all pre-written, custom made to work for you and what you're selling. Okay, so the email series of follow-ups and everything, they're all going to be there. You don't have to go think about them. You don't need to write them. They will be a part of the program once we get through the first few calls to learn the things you need and get them produced for you.
Exactly. And the value of that, that's priceless.
Exactly.
Okay.
Free prospecting capabilities are priceless.
All right, so we're going to give you bonus number 2 right now, how to search for prospects in LinkedIn. And you know, Dennis, probably one of the best things that I could do right here, I think, is go into my LinkedIn account and just show you some of the do's and the don'ts. So most people don't know who to search for.
I totally agree. That would be very good.
So one of the things that people don't realize, and I'll jump into my LinkedIn in a second, is who they should be looking for and in the search box. Because the great thing about LinkedIn is it allows you to search by industry. It allows you to search by geographic region, and there's a bunch of ways that you can do it. So let me just jump in and share my screen here for a second. And I'm just going to go and I'm sharing. This is my LinkedIn page right now. And can you see it there, Dennis?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So at the top here, there is a search box. And in that search box, let's say you're in a health and wellness company. So you would type health and wellness and then pick your city. So let's say, let's go with Calgary. Okay. And then hit the search button. So now what this is going to do is find every single person in the health and wellness business that has that on their profile that lives in Calgary. And you can see there's only 26,627 results. Now I saw some people that were in San Diego. Let's see how many are in San Diego if we do this and search health and wellness San Diego. Only 75,000.
Yeah, so we teach you a system that'll lead to enrolling a person or two a month with 10 new contact approaches a day. So 70,000 divided by 10. Yeah, you can go 7,000 days. That's almost 20 years. No problem. Looks like you have unlimited free contacts.
It's not unlimited. If you go with smaller cities, let's use a smaller city around here, Dennis. Let's go to Kelowna, British Columbia. I don't have everybody in Kelowna on the call, but here's a smaller city outside of the metropole of Vancouver. There's still 4,000 results in a smaller city. Now, these are Canadian cities. I know we have, I saw somebody in Regina. Let's just go check out, just so people can get an idea of the power of this. There's just 64 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
And
Regina.
remember, this is searching for health and wellness. You may
Yep.
also, you're going to search for more things, which we'll get more into detail as we coach you and we figure out what your products do. But a lot of the time you're trying to search for ailments or problems or conditions that your products aid with, and you find people that have actually mentioned them. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can search for, and you get to search for people local because it's easier to build local. Or you can just say, screw it, I'm going to go build a business in San Francisco from Regina. You can do that too, totally up to you.
So maybe your product helps with restless legs, right?
Yeah.
So restless legs, there's 1,230. I only did leg. I should probably do legs because that would
Possibly.
probably how you would do it. Restless leg. And there's 1,000 results of people with restless legs. Maybe your product, now I know we don't ever make claims, but maybe autistic people and it helps with them function. I know we have some companies that do that. So let's try just autism and see people that are suffering from autism. There's only 468,000 results in that one. So Dennis, we'd probably want to search that down by a smaller, let's San Francisco. So this is why I love LinkedIn, Dennis, because there's 21,000 people just in San Francisco that somewhere on their profile talk about autism.
Which means they may suffer from it or they may have children that suffer from it. But that would mean that if your product happens to help for that ailment, you've just got 26,000 people to talk to about your product. And I mean, autism's really cool too, because if you have a product that works for it and you actually start getting that product out, the networking of the autistic community is unbelievable. So your business could grow like wildfire with that approach.
There you go. So let's continue going into some of the other things you want to do. So how not to connect. This is a big one, Dennis. The easiest way to talk about how not to connect is you probably see people that are connecting with you, and the very first thing they do is they give you this long list of a message. The very first message that they give you is, you'd be so great at my business, and here's all the links to my business and how great my business is, and it's all about me, my business. Yeah. Terrible. Okay. Yeah. Online prospecting on LinkedIn is kind of like online dating. Okay. All right. You need to get to know somebody first, shake their hand, go out for dinner. You need to hold hands, kiss. You don't go straight to say, do you want to get married? All right.
That's right.
So take your time. Now, I say make friends first, but you say it a little bit differently, Dennis.
Well, yeah, you're making friends that have the potential of doing business. Now, the beautiful part about it is with LinkedIn, you've already targeted the people likely to be interested in what you're doing. So you're making friends, just meaning that you're not vomiting all over about your opportunity right away. We'll start, the system's always about asking questions first. You ask questions to get engagement. Once you have engagement, you go to the next step, and then it works in. So it's not like you're making friends for the sake of being friends. You absolutely are zeroing in on talking to these people about your products and business. But you don't start by telling them, your life story and your awesome business right off the bat. So it's a structured approach to get what you want, which is to be talking about your business. We don't hang around being buddy forever waiting for a chance. 3 or 4 messages back and forth and boom, we're starting to see if they're interested. Okay. Right. So it's making friends, but it's not just to have friends.
And we're going to design your follow-up system. We're going to design it so that we know exactly what to say. My system is a copy-paste system. It's pre-written. And for the most part, most of the messages are going to stay pretty much the same. You're going to customize them, but we're going to help you with that. We're not just throwing you out there to do it on your own. We're going to help design your follow-up.
Yep.
All right. And then what not to send as a message once connected. So we just basically talked about that. We talked about how not to connect and what not to send. So you don't want to do that. The importance of follow-up. This is big, Dennis. Most people fail in the follow-up. I mean, it happens in all types of business, but really, especially on LinkedIn, people just don't go and send that the follow-up message. And our system is going to help you do that. But what you need, and unfortunately, LinkedIn isn't very good at it on its own.
Neither is Facebook.
And neither is Facebook. It doesn't have a way to know who you sent a message to last. You see the list of the last few messages you sent in Facebook or the last few messages that you sent in LinkedIn. But if you're connecting with hundreds of people, that message you sent yesterday could be 100 down. And you're going to completely forget that you engaged with that person. So follow up is the key, and we're going to help you with that. we're going to share the download link to my full book at the end of the presentation. So everything we're talking about here is in a step-by-step instruction manual. It's a boring book, folks, but it's a boring book that can make you $1 million a year.
That's right.
What it did for Dennis and I.
Yeah, it's really just, I mean, it is priceless. Like, it's just fantastic that if you're, it used to be when we had distributors that were willing to put in the time, we'd print out prospecting cards and have them go put them on bank machine tables and pay phones and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, that was still a lot of work. Everyone was always looking for the way to be able to just sit at home and dial for dollars sort of thing. So we'd buy lists and we'd dial for dollars. I mean, this is just perfect. Like, you can literally teach your 14-year-old child to do this and pay them 25 cents a day, slave child labor, because they're your kids, and or let them sleep with a blanket or whatever the form of payment is. I mean, you can literally teach them how to do this, and they could just come to you and it's like, mommy, daddy, there's someone that said something that you need to talk to them. So it's really just very, very systemized and automatic. It's just fantastic. Anywhere in the world to anywhere in the world over LinkedIn. Wow.
And if you're making good money in your business already, and you're already in maybe 5 figures a month, or and you can hire a virtual assistant. You can hire a personal assistant to be able to do your LinkedIn for you, and that's not a bad thing, because the system is so simple. You can do that.
Yeah, $5 an hour out of the Philippines. You could find someone that would do it 3 hours a day for you.
All right, so let's talk about the private mentoring calls, Dennis. These are really great.
Yeah, so we basically get into 12 one-hour calls with you over the course of the 2 years. And these are all about you. These are not about us preaching a bunch of stuff to you. This is about finding out where you're at in your business, where you want to be in your business, what's holding you back, what's helping, what's hurting. These are specifically to help you get better as a network marketer. It's us guiding you when you're off track. It's us kicking you in the butt when you're doing something wrong. And it's showering you with praise as you do awesome things and reach your potential. There you go.
Things that we've always been doing with our clients in the past. We can now do that with you on the one-on-one. So value of that is $3,600. And then the Facebook support and success group. We've already talked about that, but what a way to be able to go and be able to connect with like-minded network marketers in a prospect-free zone.
Right. You can say, oh my God, I reached out to 20 people today and I got nothing but abuse. I feel so beat up. And everyone's going to, don't worry, man. You got this. That's happened to me before. Just do it again tomorrow. You're going to get that group mentality of, hey, look, man, we've all been through it. Right. Yeah. So it's a fantastic tool.
That's a $2,000 value on that tool. And the training webinars. So we talked about 24 HourADay and MLM growth maximization webinars, about 2 every month.
Yeah, so you're going to have we have a whole roster of topics from, your Facebook prospecting, LinkedIn prospecting, how to do a networking event properly, all of these topics. And then we also have a whole bunch of question and answer sessions where all it is we get on a webinar and we deal with all your questions and answers straight up. So everybody learns from everybody, and we're just there to mentor and support. Obviously, we have a lot of guests as your teams grow and as you develop your own leadership. We'll even bring you onto the call to help question and answer in a generic way. So yeah, it's a program where you'll get a lot of advice from a lot of people just by showing up.
Great, that's a $2,400 value. And then a video library of 28-hour-long lessons and counting.
Yes, and everything that we do as a public call gets recorded and added to this library.
That's a $1,000 value right there. And then this is big, Dennis. I mean, this is the done-for-you prospecting system set up. We're going to do everything for you. This is a $1,998 value.
And that value is actually just in the cost of the prospecting system. The fact that we do it all for you and set it up is part of the mentorship program. Normally, you just get it and you go figure it out on your own. So it's extreme value, and it's a very powerful system.
Right. So that is available. And then a 2-year license that we talked about there to the MLM prospecting system with a business finder directory listed in the MLM category.
Yep.
Unrestricted joint venture module access. So that's fantastic. I mean, you want to go into
retail
that, Dennis?
Well, that's just where, again, you're going to have a listing where you can list yourself or your product, and people can actually find you. And then you can actually have all of your friends download an app, and then they can refer their friends to your product, and you can give them a little tiny bit of a kickback outside your MLM plan if they're not ready to be involved in the MLM. It's a great way to pick up a bunch of retail clients. And everyone that you have download the app, you actually now have the ability to send out a push notification to them. So you can be inviting them to your stuff. You can be communicating with them directly to their phone instead of waiting for emails to be opened. So super powerful stuff.
You're going to get your contact manager to be able to put all your prospects in, your sales funnel module, your automated and semi-automated email and social media follow-up. So the tool that you need to effectively use my LinkedIn system.
Yep.
Business card scanner. I mean, Dennis, this one here alone is one of the most fantastic tools. I mean, imagine when you go to a networking event and you get somebody's business card, and instead of taking it and putting it in your pocket, and when you get home, now you got a stack of them, and now you've got to go into whatever contact manager and you've got to enter them all in yourself. Imagine if you could just take your phone out at the event, take a picture of their business card. It goes to a real life person, one of our staff, who then takes all the information off the card, enters it into your CRM, and then sends out the first message that you've already created with our help, and it goes out to them into a follow-up series. So when you get home, you don't have to enter a stack of names. You can have a cup of tea.
You got it. You got it. Yeah, it's super powerful. You can even have it bring up a little survey where you enter a little bit of information that's important to you to even more finitely segregate them as to what follow-up. So it's super, super powerful.
And then finally, a QR code generator, so that any of the pages that we create, you can simply print out a QR code, have somebody scan it, and go to any part of the system that you want.
Yeah, you could use it to put on your business card so people can get rich information without having to typing in a URL, and it's really cool.
That's a $2,000 value. Now, the business directory listing, it looks like this. It's called the Small Business Dream Small Business Finder app, and really simple. You get a listing in that. You can put the video that we create for you and the assets that we create. We put that into the listing and allow you to create a joint venture so that you can say, hey, if you come into my business and you buy some products at retail and you send your friends, I'm willing to give you either some free products or maybe a small percentage in cash or a larger in kind.
Yeah.
And so we said the whole value of the package is $13,793. If you add all those things up, Dennis was madly doing that before this presentation.
Yeah, God, I hope the numbers are right. And we're going to discount it today to $13,699. No.
Regular price for that for 2 years is normally $4,999, but a special until January the 15th. We have three options. Option number one is $2,999 for a one-time payment. Pay that one time, it's yours. Option two, $999 setup, $100 a month for 30 months. Or
option three, $999 setup and $200 a month for 12 months. So yes, on option 2 and 3, you do pay more than $29.99, but you are into a much lower monthly. And the way the program works, the reason why there's a setup charge is the setup charge covers our cost of creating all your digital assets, because you could literally pay the setup charge, pay us for 2 months and decide you're out of the program and you disappear. We don't chase you around for the $100 or $200 a month. It's entirely up to you to stay engaged in the program. So the setup fee is because that's where all of our real hard costs and paying our staff comes from.
Exactly. Now, Dennis, I got something really cool for everybody. How would you like to earn your tuition back?
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Does that sound interesting, Dennis?
I like it.
Idea? All right. So earn your tuition back. We have a 20% referral bonus in credit towards your tuition. Once you've earned your tuition back, the bonus stops.
And the key to this, Craig, is this is a generic program. So it doesn't matter what MLM you're in. If you have a friend in another one, you can refer them to this generic mentoring program and you'll still get credit towards your tuition. So you're not stuck now to just deal with people in your downline. You literally can be using this as a great little giveaway for all of the people you trip across that say, oh, I'm already involved in such and such, and you get a no. Oh, you're involved in such and such. Well, have you heard about the mentoring program? And
Right.
now all of a sudden you're picking up a little something, something for the nose instead of just a beating.
Right. And it's not in competition to your compensation plan. This is not money.
Correct.
This is just
It's not
getting a
money.
credit towards your tuition. So you never have to worry that somebody's going to go and join our program and they're going to start selling it more than they're selling their MLM company.
Correct. It's only towards the tuition. And once you've earned your tuition, it stops. It stacks up to pay your future tuition. So, if you refer enough people, technically you're free for a lifetime on the auto prospecting tool because it has an annual cost after the 2 years is up. So, but it never turns into money. So you're not doing it for the money. That said, so earn amounts apply to your monthly. And once your monthly is paid, then it earns towards a refund of your initial deposit. So all of the money goes to pay your monthly first. And then once your monthly is in the bank, so to speak, from your referral commissions, then it actually starts working towards, and we actually pay you back in cash towards any monthly or initial you paid, but only after the monthly are paid first.
There you go. Cool. So how long is it going to take there, Dennis?
Well, we do deliver the system within about 30 days of your digital assets being completed. We do run a little faster than that. We give 30 days because it sounds like a long time, but it's not. I mean, we've turned people over in a couple of days. So the faster you decide to register and engage with us, the faster we'll have you done. But we also, we sometimes have 15 people join in a day, and all of a sudden we have way too much to do it very quickly. So we promise within 30 days to have the auto prospecting system customized to you and ready to go for you to use with at least your LinkedIn system within 30 days of getting your digital assets.
That's right. But you're going to have access to our books right away. You're going to have access to the system right away. You get access to the system right away. So things that you want to jump in yourself, you can start doing, but we're going to help you. We're there, and then we're going to create it. And finally, we're planning to do a digital asset photo and video coaching webinars by the end of January.
Yeah, so that's why we put the 15th as a deadline, because we want to make sure everyone can get a super running start. January can be it's a bit of a recovery month. So if we can have everyone getting their digital assets and systems in place to really start smashing their business in February, we just really wanted to push the timeline forward to make sure that everybody gets a good running start and can start building their business very, very fast. Without wasting time working on setting up the system in February when it's very feasible to start enrolling people again.
There you go. And you can see here to learn more or to register for the mentorship program, just email Dennis at HourADay.com. That's all spelled out, HourADay.com. Now, these are the links. I can put them into the slides here. I can put them in the side. These are the links I'm going to just stick this up here as a message to everyone.
So if you still have questions or you're still concerned, then shoot me an email, and either Craig and I will set up a time to have a chat with you, walk through your questions, answer your questions, and if you're ready to get involved, then obviously we'll set you up from there as well. So actually, Craig, why don't you just give them your phone number as well? I mean, we don't have to force an email. So I'm in Australia, so we'll have Craig give you his contact number. Just because he's more likely to be awake when you call him.
And this is my number right there, 604-653-6039, direct to my cell phone. And you can text me first. It will make it a little bit easier. Say, hey, Craig, have you got some time? I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you call and I don't answer, please leave a voicemail. I will get back to you.
You listen to voicemails?
What's that?
You actually listen to voicemails?
No, I actually don't really listen to the voicemail, but I see that
they get transcribed.
And it has transcription on it, and I quickly scan through it, and then I call you back.
Nice.
So how did you, anything else you want to finish this with, Dennis?
No, I think that's a really good overview of what's going on and how it's working. And it really just comes down to, we've watched small business owners invest in their business through mentors. And we've watched MLMers go on and on just trying to have their upline teach them. And uplines are awesome. Some companies have great training programs, but most of the training programs are very, very sort of centric to that particular MLM, and they don't actually deal with things like your digital assets or what to say and all this kind of stuff. So we just felt there was a better way. We've been mentoring a number of people now for 6 months to a year. And it just makes a huge difference. So we thought we'd put it out there and offer it to all of our MLM friends.
All right. Well, Dennis, thanks for taking some time from Vancouver
and Surfers Paradise.
Have yourselves a great evening. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.